Alright, good morning YouTube. This is Dresden PI1 back with you, and today I'm going to be doing my food prep. I'm going to be dehydrating, and I'm going to be hopefully packing some meals together, getting them together so I don't have to worry about it, because we're going on our trip in about 3 weeks and I really only have the weekends to get things together. So if I don't start getting things together, I'm not going to get all my stuff and my meals ready, and then I might go hungry. So this weekend I'm going to do some dehydrating. I'm doing 2 pounds of meat. Between the 3 of us, it'll be enough meat, and then some other foods I'm going to put together. So stick with me. I'll show you how things are done and what needs to be done. Right now I'm making gravel or dehydrated beef. I'm preheating the oven to 170 degrees, or the lowest function it'll go, because I don't have a dehydrator, so I have to use the oven. And it works perfectly well. I've used it several times to dehydrate food, dehydrate meals. It works very, very well. So, but for the gravel, basically you're going to brown the meat like you do any other kind of ground beef. You brown it, you cook it, and then once it's done browning, I'll have you guys come back and join me, and I'll show you what else you do. So stick with me. Ground beef by itself is kind of bland, so I'm going to add some flavor to it and then dry it or dehydrate it all together. That way it's flavored throughout the ground beef. So as it finishes cooking, I'm going to add some herbs, spices, just to flavor it up a little bit. That way it's not so bland. The ground beef by itself is a little bland. So I'm going to add this into it and let it cook in a little bit. And then I'll start dehydrating it. That way both the herbs and spices are dehydrated together, adding to the flavor. So, I'm adding to it basil, oregano, chives, and a little bit of minced onion. And then, of course, salt and pepper. So, get all that together and mix it in. It smells awesome. Let that finish cooking really quick. Just soak in a little bit. And while that finishes up, cooking through and soaking in, I'll show you prep to get this dehydrated. Alright, when I dehydrate, I use regular baking sheets or cooking sheets, or however you want to call them. And then I lay tin foil on it. One, so I don't have a mess. it prevents my food from cooking too fast, because it's one more layer of metal and aluminum, obviously, that the heat has to come through to cook the food. And I don't want to cook the food, I just want to get all the water out of it. So, I lay tinfoil on it, and that helps dehydrate the food better. So that's ready. And then I'll show you what I do with the ground beef once it's all done cooking. The ground beef is all done cooking. And this is for any ground beef I do, or any kind of meat I do, honestly. I take it to a strainer on my sink, and I put it in the strainer. Now, I do this for a couple of reasons. One, I want to get all that grease out of the meat, and if it's sitting in the pan, it's soaking up all that grease that it cooked out. And in general, that's unhealthy. It's nasty. It's a lot of grease. Comes out of ground beef. So when you do dehydrating, you want to try to get lean beef if you can. As lean a meat as you're able to. If you can do that, then it's good. And you want to use cold water. Now, why do cold water? Well, it stops it from cooking. And it cools everything down to prevent further cooking while you're dehydrating. So, use your hand if you have to. Just sift your hand through it. Get all the grease out. It takes a few minutes.